Two south-central Wisconsin municipalities will spend the next year coming up with a new plan on how to provide fire and EMS services to their residents. This after Cambridge and the town of Oakland voted to withdraw from their current emergency services agreement with three other towns. The move will impact who shows up when you call 911 and how to pay for it. Right, Elizabeth?
Yeah, the financial piece is huge on its own. I've broken it all down for you here. Now, right now, the Cambridge Fire and EMS departments provide services to 5 municipalities. We have Cambridge, Oakland, Christiana, Lake Mills, and Rockdale. And one commission oversees all of them. Taxpayer money. Cambridge and Oakland's make up the largest portion of the pie here of the commission's budget. You see 48%, 26%. So with these two actually leaving, that barely leaves a quarter of the money for the other three. The decision to leave follows months of contention between towns and questions on how the commission was handling taxpayer dollars. The vote came about 24 hours after a scheduled EMS and Fire Commission meeting failed to happen because you see there only 2 members showed up. The representing members of the other 3 districts did not. Now that Cambridge and Oakland have withdrawn, there will be an audit of the commission. Services will remain the same for the next year, while new fire and EMS agreements are made.
Elizabeth, you've been following this story for quite a while now. In fact, it was one of your open records requests that showed that taxpayer money was being mishandled when it came to signing off on those commission checks.
Yeah, Mark, all my stories are online right now for you. Head over to our website, WMTV15news.com. You can dive deeper there.
All right, Elizabeth. We'll